into. So I'm going to show you the most budget way to get into it, the way that I got into it, all entry level stuff, but it's a way that you can get into it and build on as you go, and build it up instead of just having to have the best at once. You can get entry level and work your way up like I've been doing, and it's actually been cheaper to do it this way, and I'll show you why. But let me show you what my rig's like. Okay, so let's just start where I started first. First, I had to get a computer, so I bought that on Facebook Marketplace. It was actually had this in there, which is an i7 4790K, so it's old, and DDR3 RAM, 4 8 gig sticks of DDR3 RAM. I got that, and it had a NVIDIA 1080 graphics card on it too. So I got that computer with the graphics card and that for $400, right? I'll explain why it looks different now, and that's not in there. But then the next thing I got was the steering wheel for $300. Logitech G923, tried and true. I've been using Logitech like my whole life. I even had one of these back in the day for Gran Turismo 2. Yeah, so yeah, you go ahead and get you the computer, find something on Marketplace. Like I said, I had an i7 4790K processor, and with an NVIDIA 1080 graphics card, and I was running my VR on it. So the next thing I got was the stand that it's on. And the cool thing about that is well, first it gets you off the table, but if you buy just this front piece, and I'm talking about all the way up to just right here, that's what it was. So I was sitting on a couch and using that. It wasn't until later that I found out you could buy the chair separately to add onto it. So you get your computer for $300 to $400, get your wheel for $300, and the stand is about $50. Okay, iRacing's going to be $13 a month, and you get plenty of tracks to get started, especially if you're into oval track. And then what you do from there is you build up. So like I said, I was just using this, and then what I bought next was this. Actually, if you look at these pedals, you'll see I switch my clutch and my brake because I don't use the clutch that much except for launching. But if you see this brake pedal doesn't move, I bought it's called a True Brake mod. And the True Brake mod basically turns your potentiometer brake pedal into a load cell brake pedal. And that was it was about $80 shipped. It came from England, so it took a little bit, but I can put up the website for them. But it did make a lot of difference, and it helped. But this is all like stuff you can add as you go along. Okay, so then I added the back part of the chair was I believe 130. So you got this for 50. The back part of the chair is 130, and it's going to be, for this model together, it's 180 brand new anyway. So just buy the front and get the back later. I think I bought this chair off Temu for like $110 or something. But anyways, yeah. So then what I did next was I just started buying parts to upgrade my computer. So I wanted to upgrade my computer. So what I did was I found a motherboard on eBay. I found out what processor I was going to use closely, and I found out what motherboard. I used ChatGPT and just asked it questions and stuff. Anything I had confusion about, ChatGPT. So I ended up buying a motherboard, an LGA, I think 1700 socket series, and then I bought that for $60 because it had a screw that was stripped in it on eBay. Oh, they couldn't get the stripped screw out, so they just sold it for $60. So I got the motherboard for $60. And then I got a processor off Marketplace, an i7 13700K processor, and I got that for 180 new because the guy bought, it was the wrong socket. It was the wrong processor for his socket on his motherboard. So I got that for cheap. Then I bought two 32 gig sticks of DDR RAM for like $80 on Marketplace because this particular RAM, you couldn't use 4 sticks together. You can only use 2 sticks. So the guy was getting an error when he used 4, so he just sold me the 2 for less than half the price of it brand new. So I'll show you. I'll even put a picture up. I took some pictures, but that's what my computer looks like now. It's sick and it's badass. I mean, it is just like so much better, so much better. Now I can edit and do everything. But I also use this. I had an Oculus laying around, and I started using the Oculus in VR, and it just made it so much easier to drive because I could look at the apex, and I like checking my mirrors and stuff. And you can look off to the side and see if a car is coming up on you. But if you have an Oculus, you can definitely run it at 72 hertz, 72 frames per second. Go into your Oculus debug tool. I'll make a whole video on how to do that, and change your tangent multiplier to 0.8. And you can rock VR on an i7-4970K and a 1080 graphics card. You can most definitely do it. All those settings. Rain, you're going to struggle. But that's all you need just to get going. And I got the computer monitor and all the cables and everything with the computer. So yeah, get your computer with, and usually they're going to have a monitor. It might be cheap or what, but you can use that for now. The whole point is just to get to your goal. So basically, you need about $650 to $750 to get into iRacing. And that's all buying brand new equipment. Now you can go even cheaper and find the stand used, the steering wheel used. I did buy the computer used. That's just going to be the best way to go. And plus, that upgrade I did in my computer. Oh, I also, before I did that, I traded my graphics card in like $100 for a way better graphics card to someone on Marketplace who was hurting for money. And they didn't want to like not have a game to play, so I traded on my graphics card with some money, and I got a way better graphics card to the point where it was bottlenecked with the old processor. That's why I wanted to get a new one. But now my computer's doing great, and I think that for this computer, just for the computer for this setup was $1,600. I saw it online for sale for that processor and chip. And I believe it was only 32 gigs of RAM, not even 64. So it might have had like a 4070 graphics card in it though. I'm not really sure. I have a AMD 7700 XT, but I'm trying to go NVIDIA here soon. So, but yeah, man. If y'all have any questions, I just know so much because I've had to go through so much trial and error with graphic settings. I can walk you through graphic settings to help get you going on slower computers. I can tell you the programs you want to download, what to download, and I can even tell you how to do a motherboard upgrade. I can tell you how to upgrade your processor and your RAM and all that now, so I know how to do all that. So I'm learning a lot, and please check out my other videos, my racing videos. I'm trying to get better and go into a pro event, so please check out my other videos, and thanks for watching this, and I hope it helps somebody. Peace.